Good morning, everyone. We are here today to talk about using Loom in your classroom. So the first thing I want to share with you is the link to the presentation. So that's coming through right now. And the other thing I want to share with you is the link to the district website for all of the summer PD resources. So that's coming through right now. All of the resources from past sessions, as well as this session, once it's downloaded, will be up there. So feel free to access those. And you can always just email me at my email address. So.
Oh, sorry, Sarah.
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I got
Anyway,
you. What's up?
Good morning. So I had originally signed up for, I think that maybe a Newsella and Brain Pop session with you, but I think I heard you mention in another session yesterday that the district may have bought that for just K through 8. So at the high school level, is that something that's worth a while to hop in on that anyway?
Newsella is purchased for Woodland and Stacy. I know that there are select teachers at the high school who use their department budget to buy it for them. When we had it for the high school, very few people used it. It wasn't worth the cost.
Right.
I believe the social studies department, maybe. I don't remember exactly what department. You'd have to check with Josh. And then Brain Pop is only K through 8. It doesn't apply itself so much to high school, I know, for special ed and stuff, but you'd have to talk to Lucy Jenkins about getting a subscription at the high school for it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no worries. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And if you want to follow along on your own on the slides, or you can just follow along with me. This one's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to go through the slides kind of fast, and then we're going to actually jump on to Loom, and I'll share my screen as I'm navigating Loom so you guys can kind of see that and see how it actually works. As a district, we're pushing Loom because Loom and Screencastify, Screencast-O-Matic, there's lots of these tools out there. And Loom is the one that offers the most bang for its buck. It's free for teachers to get the sort of plus version, the pro version. And the teachers can have the students actually use their free version, like free version, and do everything that the kiddos would need to do. So we're going to talk about what that looks like. So what is Loom? A lot of people have asked me, what is Loom? What does it do? Why would I use it? It's a screen recording tool. And what that means is it records audio and video. It can record what you as the teacher are doing and saying. It can also record what's going on your screen. It can do one or the other, or it could do both at the same time. So it's a great way to do those kind of front of the classroom types of lessons or small group lessons, the things that you would normally teach the kids, that if we're remote, you're not going to be able to do that. So you would want a video recording of how that happens. And why Loom? It's very, very easy to use. It's got a record button, it's got a pause button, it's got a stop button. It has additional features if you want to dive into that, but the basic functionality of it is very easy. It's free for teachers. I'll show you how to get that free version. It does have editing and annotating tools. So if you have something on your screen that you want to draw or write on top of, you can do that. And it has flexibility with what's recorded. We already talked about how it can record the person, the screen, or both at the same time. It's really easy to share your videos out with your students, and the students can also record themselves and share the videos back to you. And we're going to talk about how that's done. So to get started, you need at least 2 of these options on this screen. So the first thing you're going to want to do is verify your teacher account. And there's a blue link here. You can click on it, and it takes you right to where you want to be. I can't remember if there's a question that asks you for someone to verify that you're a teacher. If it does ask that type of question, just put me in and I'll click you off and say, yes, they're one of my teachers. There are quite a few questions if I remember going through the process, but it's fairly simple. It's just, are you a teacher? What do you teach? How would you use it? So click on that link and get yourself verified. Then you're going to want one of 2 things, either the Google Chrome extension. Again, there's a blue link. This is the very basic features. What are you going to record? Play, pause, stop. It doesn't offer some of the annotation tools where you can draw and write on the screen. It's just a recorder. This is what the kids are going to use. They don't need to verify an account. They don't need to prove that they're a student. They just need to download this extension. And I believe Dan Nelson and Kevin Cullen are actually going to push it out to all of the student Chromebooks and all of the student accounts. So if they're logging into the browser or the Chromebook with their student account, it will already be there. The only thing they might have to do is, you know, when we do like ST Math and stuff, they get that allow box in the upper left-hand corner. They might have to allow their camera and their microphone. If you want all of the bells and whistles, if you want all of the cool stuff that comes with having the free teacher account, you're gonna wanna download the desktop app. Now for, I believe everybody except for Woodland, you're able to go ahead and download this desktop app on your own. You have the ability to download things on your laptop. Teachers from Woodland, we have the old HPs. Those are restricted currently. I can give you a password so that you can get in and download that. Or if you just want to wait until you get your new laptop and download it on there, you'll be able to do it on your own on there as well. I have asked if when they're setting up the laptops, if they could go ahead and download this, but I think they're already done setting them up. So it might be too late to get that put on there preloaded for you. But I'll figure that out with the guys. So once you've done at least 2 of these, I've done all 3. I like having all 3. The extension's quick and I can just record something on the spot. If I want more features, I have the desktop app available as well. So I've done all 3. So once you've done them, you're ready to go. You're ready to make videos. There's nothing else that you need to do to get set up. So things that you can use this for. For kiddos, you can use them for read alouds. If you want to record yourself reading a book, or if you're doing a novel with the whole class, you could do that. You could take pictures, or if you have your document camera, you could have the text on the screen and then have your face while you're reading it to the kids. You could record your content, the bulk of what you want the kids to know, your lecture sort of from the front of the room that you're teaching to the kids. If you have a assignment that you've assigned the kids and you think they're gonna have trouble figuring out how to actually do it, you can record yourself with the activity on your screen, showing them step by step how to manipulate the text boxes, how to delete the text, how to do whatever it is you're expecting them to do. You can teach them something. A lot of us, especially with the younger kiddos, we have songs and dances and interactive things and hand motions that kind of go with whatever we're teaching the kids. This is a great way to show them that. And that way it's saved so you don't have to do it 50 million times. They can watch the video 50 million times instead. When you're doing your anchor charts, a lot of times we put shorthand or notes on our anchor charts, and if we just present it to the kids and they don't know where it's coming from, they're not going to know how to use those anchor charts or those resources. So if we create them, video record ourselves as we're actually putting everything onto the chart paper or the whiteboard or whatever it is, the kids will know what those shorthands and those notations mean, how everything comes together. All the little pictures I know we sometimes draw, for example, text to text, text to self, text to world, all of those types of things, those icons we use. If we just throw them up on the screen, they're not going to know what they are. But if we record ourselves while we're talking through where everything comes from, they'll be able to use those charts as resources down the line. And then you can also show them how to access the various websites that you want them to use. If you're building a clever homepage, you can show them how to get to it and what all of those websites are. If you are using Epic Books and you want to show them how to log in, this would be a great way to do that. And that video can live on your Google Classroom so that they can keep coming back to it over and over again. And then on the flip side for the students, what they can do is they can record themselves reading to you. So think reading groups, think fluency checks, think comprehension checks. Obviously it's not going to be an assessment. It's not like a running record, but it's a great way to get them to practice that reading out loud. If they are completing a multi-step math problem and you want to see their process, have them record themselves as they're completing one of them, talking through the process so you can check up on them. If they're stuck on something and you're not able to do like a Zoom connection, a simultaneous connection with them, have them record what they're stuck on, talking through their problem. They can send that to you and then you'll get a better understanding of how you can help them. Art, music, STEAM type activities, things that you actually need to see what they're doing or they need to perform in some way. This is a great way to share those. demonstrating an interactive activity, those songs and dances and hand motions we were talking about, you showing them, this is a great way for them to show you as well. And then if we are demonstrating knowledge, if they put together some type of presentation or video or skit that they've done with their brother and their sister, they can show you that using this recording tool as well. Okay, so we're gonna try it in just a sec. But before we do that, I want you to see, this is your toolbar when you use the extension. So you can see there's buttons here. This is screen and camera at the same time, screen only, camera only. There are some allow buttons that pop up, like I mentioned, in the upper left-hand corner. The older kids are gonna be familiar with this. They probably get them a lot for various websites that they've been using and such. Some of the teachers are familiar with them. The little kids, you might have to remind them, click the allow button, click the allow button, the A button, not the B button. And then if you're using your headphones, you might have to change your microphone just so that it picks up on the mic on your earbuds, stuff like that. So I'm gonna stop sharing this screen. Questions so far? We good?
I have a question.
Sure.
So, could this be something we could use, like if we were in the classroom in the fall, some students were at home, could we record our whole class like simultaneously and then the kids view it at home?
You can record your class, but in order to share it, you have to make sure that the camera is at you and not the kids.
The camera is at me. Okay, so what about if you said we could show something on like the whiteboard or on, so what about if we are, projecting our lesson up on the, and they're just, so the camera would be seeing that, correct?
Yes, that's fine. As long as it's you or the board or stuff, you can't be recording the students.
The children.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Because if we have video releases, there's privacy concerns and all that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that whatever you're recording is the instruction and you and whatever's going on overhead, projector, whiteboard, chart paper, whatever it is that you're using.
And does it have like an unlimited amount of time? Like if you were to record a 40-minute or a 50-minute class?
I believe so, yes. That was the big push because a lot of teachers got familiar with Screencastify over the break because Screencastify offered obviously their free premium version, for free, trying to get people to buy into it. And it's really not that expensive. It's like $29 for the year, which isn't that big of a deal. But Loom offers the same thing for free. And Screencastify, their free version, had a 5-minute limit. You'd have to record in 5-minute segments. So we said, let's push Loom, let's get familiar with it. It offers everything that you need for free. So I believe it is an unlimited time.
So Sarah, is the district thinking about like if we did a hybrid model of some, if we had some in class, some students in class and some kids at home, would this be a tool that all of us could use as district-wide to record our lessons so that the students at home are simultaneously, or I don't know if it's simultaneously, but if they're, could it be like in real time that they're, or no?
I think it could be. I think at that point, it's a matter of what we're told as a district. I haven't been given any direction of how any of the models are going to look. But I think it also is going to end up being teacher preference. Like, for example, you may be super comfortable recording yourself during the day while you're teaching. Other teachers may feel more comfortable doing it in a quiet space or, not when they're on the spot in front of 15 children or something like that. But I don't know. We haven't been given any direction about anything. I mean, you guys know that.
Thank you.
Yep. Yes, so Kate was asking over in the sidebar what the options are. There are 3 options: screen only, camera only, or both at the same time. I don't think you can switch between the 3 while you're in the middle of recording. You'd have to kind of splice those things together. And then to address what Pam was talking about, the in real time kind of thing, you could also use Zoom for that. But again, if you're recording with students in the classroom, you have to make sure that you're not focused on the kids, because just like when we have our Zoom meetings at home, we're not supposed to share those recordings out for privacy reasons. The same would go if we were recording ourselves in the classroom. So, all right, I'm gonna jump over back onto my screen share, but this time I'm gonna show you how to get to the Loom extension, how to install the Loom extension, and then how to start a video using the Loom extension. Because I think that's gonna be the quickest way to get started. It's gonna be most likely what you use the most. So, screen share. All right, can you see me? Maybe? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna jump back in my browser, and to get to the extension, I'm gonna click on this link. And you should get the Add to Chrome button just like any other extension. So you're gonna click it. You're gonna click Add Extension. It downloads, says it's adding it. There it is. And you'll get a pop-up up here. And it's this kind of swirly, I think it's supposed to be like a camera eye, but we called it a flower when we were playing with it. So that's what we called it. It says there's a shortcut, Alt-Shift-L. I tend to just click the icon and use it that way. So let's go here. And we'll click here. It's thinking. So if you get a pop-up like this, it basically means that your video or your microphone is blocked. So you can go up here and you can say allow. And then you can run it. And I think, yep, the reason, there it goes. So I can do screen and camera, I can do screen only, or I can do cam only. I can't do camera right now because I'm actually screen sharing with you. So Zoom is using my camera. The only thing I can record right now is my screen. If I was doing camera at all, down here where my icon is, that would be a mini picture of me talking, kind of like when you see those YouTube tutorials. So pick what you want. You can do full desktop, or you can do just the tab that you're working on right now. So it would be just this slideshow. But if I wanted to show them how I jump between different things, different browsers, going from Google Classroom to an assignment, going from Zoom to an assignment, you would want to keep that on full desktop. And you can open these advanced options. This is where your microphone is. This is where you can use your photo. You can turn it off, so it disappeared. You can turn your control menu off. So these little buttons down here for play, pause, stop, you can turn those off and they'll disappear as well. And this recording countdown is great because it kind of gives you a second to get settled. So when you push record, it'll record right away, or you can have a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and it gives you a second to kind of focus yourself, get situated after you've kind of clicked around and done all the things you want. So I'm going to start a recording, just going to do a quick little one so that you can then see where the links and stuff are when I do that. So record. This is what I'm recording. Down here it tells me, it's giving me my countdown. And now I'm actually recording the video that will be generated in the Loom browser. I can click through my slides. I can jump from website to website. I can open up you guys again. And then when I'm done, I want to go down here and click the, I think it's a check mark. My Zoom bar is in the way. Check mark, and I'm done. And it will immediately take me to my Loom account, which is where I can get the link from my video. So this is the link on the Loom website where I can just share this. Kids will be able to get into it. Parents will be able to get into it. Whoever has this link, I can send it to them and they'll get in. If I only want people, certain particular people to be able to see it, I would do invite. And I can change that here so that it can be certain people, or it can only be it can be public on the website. I can trim it if I want to cut off the first couple seconds or the end, maybe something's wonky at the bottom. You can put a custom thumbnail, means the picture that people see when they first log in. So right now, when you first log in, you see the first shot of my screen. I can change that to be whatever I want here if I have a picture or an image I want. And then the other thing I've seen a lot of people do, I prefer to do, is I actually download this video and then I upload it into YouTube, because I just prefer YouTube. I'm more familiar with it. So after I've edited and trimmed and done everything that I want to do on this page, I actually come down here and I download it. And then once I've downloaded it, I throw it into my YouTube video stream, and then I can use that YouTube link wherever I want. Questions? Yes. You're on mute.
I was going to type it in the chat. For some reason, YouTube only lets me do 15-minute videos. Is there a way, I mean, Loom, I'm sorry, I started late. How long can the video be, or if I created something?
I don't think there's a time limit. I'm gonna look a little bit deeper into it and let you know, but I don't think there's a time limit on the videos. If it is, I think it might be like 50 minutes, maybe. I don't know for certain. I know YouTube's a little tricky because sometimes it lets you, sometimes it doesn't. It just gets really wonky. And the bigger the video is, the longer it takes to upload into YouTube. So for those longer videos, it may be beneficial just to use the link straight to the Loom browser. And the cool thing about the Loom browser is it doesn't have all the ads and stuff all around it. So you don't have to worry about any of that. You can just use the Loom link and it's fine. The only thing that YouTube makes easier is putting it into Google stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I made a video and it was like 16 minutes and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, and it wouldn't
but I
work,
guess
yeah.
the cropping or the editing feature is nice.
Yes, it is. And it's pretty simple too. Like sometimes I get bogged down in the YouTube one. It's a little clunky and hard to figure out, but the Loom one's pretty seamless. Like you just click where you want to cut, you delete the part you don't like. It's pretty easy.
Thank you.
You had a question? Kathy?
Yeah. You guys keep talking about posting it on YouTube. I don't know how to do that. Were you planning to do one of these sessions to post on YouTube? Because I have created a YouTube account, but I don't know how to access it now and put stuff up there. I have no clue.
That's okay. So basically all you're gonna do, I think there's a video somewhere floating around and I can link it to the slides for this particular one. So all I do when I throw something up on YouTube is I go to YouTube. Hold on, let me share my screen. All right, can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay, so I go to YouTube.
Yep, I got it now.
I go to this camera guy. I should be logged into my school account. That's the important thing. Over here in the corner, make sure you're on your school account.
My school email, right?
Yes. And it should just be like sign in with Google and then click your school email.
Yeah.
And then you go to this plus camera right here and you click create and you do upload video.
So you go to the little video camera.
Uh-huh. He says create when you're like hovering on top of him. And then when you click on him, you're going to do upload video. And you should get this screen.
Okay.
I'm gonna upload, so I'm gonna minimize this for a sec. Minimize you guys. Oh, no, I can't. And what I tend to do.
Can you just do the one you just made?
I didn't download it.
Oh, okay.
But like this is yesterday's Zoom session. So I would just drag this and let it go. Or I could search for it. You know how you do select file and you can search for it if you know where it's saved, download, desktop, wherever. Give it a title, give it a description. You can choose again what the first image looks like when you're going, you know, when you're searching for a YouTube video and it has all the different pictures like of what it is, you can put a specific picture there. This is the link to the video over here. This one where it says video link. And then you can do, yes, it's made for kids, Or you can do no, it's not made for kids. All of the PD ones I do no, it's not made for kids. It doesn't change anything. But when you do yes, it says personalized ads, notifications won't be available, things like that. So it adds some extra features that protect the kids. But if you're someone who's trying to make money on YouTube, this isn't what you want. So for you guys, when you're making your videos for your students, you can do yes, it's made for kids. And then you go to next. And then you do next again. And here's where you decide how it's going to be published. It can be private and you have to invite people to it. So if you had videos like a play that you did in class or something like that, something that needed to be restricted to certain people, you would want to do that. Unlisted is what I typically do for my teaching videos. It just means that you have to have the link to get to it. You can't search for it. And then for my PD videos, I tend to do public, and that way if anybody wants to search for Milford Public Schools remote learning, it'll show up somewhere. But if you do unlisted and copy this link, you're fine. And then click save, and you're all set. And then what it'll do, once you click save, it'll pop up here. This will be a list of all of your videos. You can open them up, you can copy the link, you can change how they're shared. You can see how many times it's been viewed. You can see if anybody's commented on it. I'm going to delete this one because I don't need 2 copies of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know that was fast, but.
Sarah.
Yes.
Can I go back a step before that, and now everyone will really see how ignorant I am?
Nope.
So when you're saying like we copy the link, explain that. Like,
Sure.
are we actually copying it? Where is it going? Am I pasting it somewhere?
Yep. So you're going to copy this link, right? See how it says link copied? So now it's copied. What I can do is
Actually, we don't see that.
We
Oh,
can't
sorry.
see it.
No, that's
Sorry.
okay.
I
I
forgot
need
to
to see
share.
it.
All right. You see me now?
I see you now.
All right. So I'm going to go back to Loom. So this is Loom. This is the little mini video that I just did. I'm going to click where it says copy link.
Yep.
It says link copied. So I've got it. I've grabbed it.
Okay.
I can put that link anywhere I want. I can put it in Google Classroom. I can put it in an email to parents or older students. I can put it in a newsletter. I can put it in Class Dojo, wherever I want. So for you guys, I'm going to put it over here in the chat just so you can see. It's a link. When you click on it, it takes you to that video, and that's what the students would see if you shared a video directly to them.
Okay. So, so just, I understand now. So I'm copying it, and then I would like go to Google Classroom and just paste it in Google Classroom.
Yep. So you can either paste it, or Google Classroom has that add a link button. You know, when you go to the add button and you can add a link, you can paste it in that add a link too. And the cool thing about the add a link is it gives like that little picture. So the kids know that it's like a clickable thing. It's not like gobbledygook.
Right.
That's kind of nice too.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. What else? Oh, one thing I forgot. When you are here in your Loom, it copies the name of whatever the tab is named that you're recording. So this particular tab was called Getting Started with Loom - Google Slides. But if I wanted to change that to Tuesday's lesson, I can just highlight it, click on it, and then retype what I want it to be. And then when people click on that link, they should see a video called Tuesday's lesson. And it'll be all set to go. So if you, because a lot of times we'll record a screen and it'll be like Google Slides, and it'll be all this stuff that doesn't make any sense to the kids. So you want to make sure that you rename your videos appropriately. Anything else? Can you spotlight, highlight an area on the screen while recording? I believe you can do that while you're recording if you're using the desktop version. It doesn't work with the extension. The extension is just simple play, pause, stop. But all of those extra features, the spotlight, the annotating, all of that kind of stuff, if you download the desktop version and use that, yes, you will have those types of capabilities. Yes.
Hey, sorry again.
No,
That's
that's what we're here for.
How do we get the video, the PowerPoint? And I see you posted a link in the chat. Is that what we're going to be practicing with? Or
So there's a couple of things. I'm going to post it again for you. The presentation link has all of the links to get your verified teacher account, to get the extension, to get the desktop app that we're talking about. It has some extra resources on there too. So the presentation link will take you to those slides. There's also a website that I put together to house all of the summer PDs. Ooh, what just happened? And this will be on there too, after I get it all loaded up. So there's a website link and there's a presentation link. So you should be all set. Okay.
And then how did we get into Loom though to practice?
So you just go into the extension. So you're going to download the extension and then just play around. And when you stop your recording, it'll automatically take you to the Loom website. And I would recommend bookmarking it so that you can come back to it and play around with your videos and your links and stuff like that. Okay?
Yes.
Kathy.
Is it
You're next.
device specific? If my school computer's not working at all right now, so I need to, but I could
Join
download.
the club.
I know. But if I download it now on my home computer to access it on my when I get one that works.
Yes, you should be all set. You're
So
gonna
it's
be
like
fine.
it's all devices.
Yep,
Cool.
it's everything. There's even, I didn't put it in the presentation, but there is a link for iOS devices. So like if you have a Mac or anything like that, there's a special download for that. And I believe there's an app for people who are trying to use it on their phone or on their iPad. So it does work across the board, which is really nice.
And again, how do I access extensions?
So just click, so to download them or to use them?
Well, like I want to download them onto my computer now. I want to get it active on the computer, right?
So click on the link that is linked in the slides, on the slide.
Oh
That's
yeah, that's right.
the
Okay, that'll
third
do it.
slide, I think. Yep. So click on that, and then
I'll
once it
do
pops
that.
up at your top, you click on it to use it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep. Pam, what's up?
Can you talk again or maybe show us the privacy settings again? Like, I don't really understand that. I just want my students. Why would I want anyone else to see it? It's my lesson for my students.
Sure.
So you said something about you have to invite them.
So there's two different things. If you're just going to use it off of the Loom website, so if you're just
Okay.
going to give them the Loom link, you're going to do one thing. If you're going to do it off of YouTube, that's a different set of privacy.
Right, I understand the YouTube
Yep.
one because I
Okay.
made some notes, but I missed this one.
So when you're using the Loom link, like the link that will take the kids to see it on the Loom website, right here it says link sharing. Only people with the link can see the video. So that means it's not searchable. You can't go on Google and type in Pam Monahan's lessons. It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
But if they have this link, they're gonna be able to see it. So if Bobby shares it with Timmy, he's gonna be able to see it. It's not like locked down.
I see. So
Okay.
I'm copying the link, but then have to go to invite people and invite. No,
You can just share the link. They just need
share the link in my Google Classroom.
Mhm.
Got
If
it.
you want it to be more locked down, like if you only want kid 1, 2, 3, and 4 to be able to see this,
Yeah.
then you would do invite people and put in their email addresses to make it like really super, super, super secure.
Okay.
Most people don't need that.
Right.
I would say the only time you would need that is if you had a recording of kids, like if, you know what I mean? Like if you had their faces and their voices and stuff like that, like you might want to lock it down a little bit more. But for basic teaching, like you standing up here and talking about how to solve a math problem, just sharing the link should be fine.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep. And you can put a password on it if you're super worried about it. Like even with this link, you can send them the link and say the password to the link is Monahan, and you can have them get into it that way. Like before they can actually watch it, they have to type in the password, similar to Zoom. It's just an added security thing.
Okay.
Can Loom put the captions on? I don't think Loom does the captions. I know Slides will sometimes do their own captions. Like there's something you have to do within Slides that will start, there's an extension or an add-on I can look into that does do captioning on Slides. So if you were videoing Slides with the caption enabled, you could have those captions and it would do captions of you speaking, not of the slides. But I forget what it's called. Let me look into that. And I can again link it to this presentation. But no, if it's not slides going on in the background, there won't be captions. I don't know of any tools that automatically do the captions. YouTube does some, but they're very, very not good. They tend to be wrong more than they're right. So anything else? Yes, Pam.
Yesterday, I think Bob had asked a question about, he was talking about videos and kids watching the videos, and is there any way to monitor or see who's watched your video? So if we're staying within Loom, like we're not doing it on YouTube, and it's only going to our students in our class, can we see if they've clicked on the video and watched it?
So it does have like a counter to see how many people have viewed it, how many are unique. So it says video views right here, 0 total, 0 unique. It will show you how many unique views it has, and it will show you who's viewed it, but they have to be logged into their Loom account. So unless you've taught your kids how to set up a Loom account, they can use the free one because they're not going to be, you know, getting any of the super duper versions. But for younger kids, that's highly unlikely. They're going to be watching it on whatever device they have available. For older kids, maybe if you do the password thing, it'll, you know, remind them to log into their Loom account so that you can see. But it's not tried and true. They have to log into their Loom account in order for their name to show up as being one who's viewed it.
Okay, but nevertheless, it would say if I had 20 kids, if one kid watched it 5 times, it will differentiate with the total and the unique.
Yep. So it could say like 20 total views, but only 7 of them are unique. So only 7 actual people have seen it. Yeah. But
okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And what it does is, if I remember
booted off
I asked,
and have to try to log on.
It said that it does the IP address. So like if Timmy watches it at home, but then he also watches it at the public library, it's going to count as unique views because it's 2 different IP addresses. Does that make sense? So it's not 100% reliable.
Yes,
it gives you a good indicator.
No, but it's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Log on again 2 times.
All right.
And Pam Moynihan is still asking questions. Holy shit.
Don't forget to mute your microphone, everybody. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
I do think that's what this is for us to learn and to ask questions. Sorry, whoever said that, but.
I appreciate all the questions. I need to be learning. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, I think that's it for Loom. So if that's all you're here for, you feel free to jump off. If you have any other questions, I'm gonna be here for the next 10, 15 minutes or so. So feel free, if you have questions about other stuff, you can ask those too. So your call.